whether it's a client or from parents, or why do you need to travel? Even if there's times when there's not a hearing. And one of the things I like to do, kind of the theme, I guess the theme of today's radio show has kind of been travel, right? If there's witnesses that need to be interviewed, oftentimes people say, just do it over the phone. Like, I don't want to necessarily spend, because we don't make any money on the travel. On the travel, it's the cost, whatever that cost is, we just pass it on, right? And actually, I think we probably lose money on the travel because of the opportunity cost and so on. But let's say we get a client that's brought in on a sexual assault allegations. And they say, well, why do you want to fly all the way out to Korea or Okinawa or Yokosuka, Japan, or Vilseck, Germany, or wherever it is that we're going, when you can just talk to the witnesses on the phone? I'll give you the names of the 5 people who were there, talk to them on the phone, and you'll save a week and save some time. Something changes when you're there in person. You can't do things over the phone. You have to build a rapport with people. You have to actually be on the ground. People can BS you on the phone. They can BS you in person, but it's a lot harder to BS someone if you're in person. There's a completely different dynamic to it. And so what I like to do is I like to get on the ground, even if that means the 12 hours or the 15 hours of the travel. I want to see where this alleged crime happened. I want to walk the scene. I want to smell it. I want to feel it. I want to look around, because there's things that I'm not going to get in a picture. There's things that you're not going to be able to get, by looking at it through someone else's lens. Think about buying a house. If you've bought a house, you can go on Zillow and look at the pictures. And like, wow, these pictures look great. And then you actually go to the house and like, wow, this is a dump. This wall is leaning in. There's water damage. Wow, these pictures aren't what the real product is. And in criminal defense, it's no different. You can go to a crime scene and walk through it, and sometimes I'm just quiet. Sometimes I'll just be quiet, which is really rare for me, and kind of absorb everything in. And I can't tell you how many cases I've had where I've walked a crime scene, and that's made the difference. I couldn't do that over the phone. Or I'll meet a witness, and the witness, as soon as you say lawyer, the guards go up. I'm not talking to you, you're a lawyer. So sometimes you'll meet with them and you can't, there's an art of interviewing people that it's hard to learn. It's people skills, it's interpersonal relationships. If you call them and say, hey, I'm Tim Bilecki, I'm an attorney, tell me what happened. I don't remember, sir, not much. It's in my statement to law enforcement. How many times do you hear that? Just read my statement. But if you go down and sit down with them and build rapport with them and say, hey, where are you from? Tell me about where you grew up. What do you do in the military? And you find a bond, you find a connection, whatever it happens to be, and you talk with them and build rapport with them and they will open up and tell you things that they never told law enforcement, open up and tell you things that they might not think are relevant but may break the case. And you may have to filter through a lot of information. And I was sitting down with one of the military attorneys who said, I've never seen that interview style. You spent an hour and a half with this witness. And they offered nothing. I said, well, this witness, they offered nothing of value, but I didn't know that. The next witness, I did it again, and he's like, wow, that was powerful, because now that interview style that you have changed everything. Because what we learned from the second witness was incredibly important to the case, and you don't know that. And so I like to get on the ground, meet with the witnesses in person, whether it's in a restaurant, it can be in a bar, it can be in the barracks, it can be outside of the gate. I don't care where it is. I try to strategically choose a location and just talk with them, walk the scene, meet the clients. Then I want to go over to NCIS and actually go see the file. These things I want to do in person. And I do that. I send Bill, our investigator, out to do that. I like to do it myself. Bill is extraordinarily good at it. And if I can't go, we'll send Bill. But the best is when I get Bill and myself together, because he's going to point things out that I might not see. And those trips alone can make or break a case. And so that's why if there's an Article 32 hearing, like next week, and it's going to be what I call a sham hearing, where I think I know the result, I will spend a day or 2 days on the ground, see the crime scene, talk to the witnesses, get a feel for what's going on, and that could be the game changer. So it's important to actually get on the ground and do your job. You can't do it from the phone. You've got to open the file. I say it all the time, open the file, get out of the office, because that can change the game.